Hello, and welcome back to another hang on a minute, this isn't Gunpla. Uh, yeah, I'm taking a look at another Portanova. Honestly, that old review hasn't held up that well when I wanted a second one, so might as well. This is from 30 Minute Missions, which is not Gundam. It's made by Bandai, compatible, and honestly, they've started using this engineering for the new grunt suits, but it's not Gundam. There's no real lore spiel or anything I can give at the start of this, so let's just get into the articulation, shall we? Okay, and focus. There we go. These 30-minute missions kits are actually pretty well articulated. You have a ball joint on the head. It's a little bit side to side, front and back. There. There is actually a rocking joint, but because of how far back the head goes, you don't really get much use out of it unless you turn it sideways because it hits against the backpack. The shoulders are on a forward-facing joint. It's not a polycap, but it does the same job. Doesn't really come out very far, but you get a little bit out of it, which is fine. It's on a ball joint, full rotation there. There's a hinge outwards, and also these shoulder armor are a separate piece that are on their own hinge outwards. So you can get the arm, more than 90 degrees out. No problems there. Rotation at the bicep, and it's actually not super tight on this one, whereas the other Portanova I had was kind of overly tight. And that wasn't for the elbow joint piece, it was actually the upper arm. It was a bit too tight on it. Anyway, just over 90 degrees at the elbow, which is fine, though I do kind of wish they just added one more piece in here for a double jointed elbow, but and the hands are on a ball joint. Now the waist, which is already coming out again, is on a forward-facing ball joint, which is a polycap. So, you get, I don't know why I'm holding it that way, you get really, really good side to side. Not very much to the back, but you do get a lot to the front here. So it does open up the massive hole in there, but it's a robot, it's fine. You do get a swivel at the waist, and it's on a ball joint, but you're not really going to get a lot of movement there. These little side skirts are on a hinge and also a peg, so they can rotate to get out of the way. The hips are actually really impressive because they have master grade hips. And this is a very simple build, so having this be a separate piece, it's really genuinely impressive of them. Hips are just, universal joint, swivel, hinge, swivel. Though the upper thigh, if I can get it, no, it's stuck in there now, but it actually uses a polycap ball joint. Sorry about that. It's a little bit hard to get these back in. The knee is actually double jointed, though it does look a little weird if you move the top joint first. So honestly, it looks a bit weird if you move either joint first. This one at least looks a little bit better, but I kind of feel like they could have redesigned this a bit so that the joint didn't break the leg the way it does. It doesn't look amazing to bend the knees on these, but it does get pretty much a full bend. So I guess I can't really blame them. The ankles are actually on a pivot point here, and then a polycap ball joint in the foot, which means it doesn't get a ton of movement on the foot before it starts to fall off, but it does get a really good pivot. Also, these little foot pieces are on a ball joint, so they get a little bit of movement around. So like I said, these are really, really well articulated figures. Now, getting into accessories, start off with the one that they all come with, a sticker sheet with numbers. You have black and white in 3 different sizes, though these ones I'm not really sure where you would put them. Maybe a shield, but they're a little bit too big, in my opinion. These ones are useful, these ones I'm not so sure. But, it's just numbers, so you could use these on like a master grade, and then it would probably be more properly scaled. Though, why you'd be using stickers on a master grade is... Anyway, you do get stickers. Bringing the little Roy, which, it's 3 pieces. It's nothing crazy, but you can actually take this off, and this hole fits the ball joint, so you can have a little robot head instead of the mono eye. Moving on to weapons, and this, I think it's supposed to be spiked knuckles, but it doesn't look great, honestly. I kind of wish they just gave like a dagger or something instead of this, because I'll be honest, I don't really like the look of it. It doesn't really look right with the way the handle is. I mean, the handle's meant to be completely modular, so you can just add whatever optional weapon pieces from the kits that you want, but it really doesn't look good out of the box, I'm gonna be honest. The good news is that the rifle that it comes with actually does look really nice out of the box. And I find it kind of neat that the stock actually fits into the shaping on the arm there. Also, you can actually, come on, put the handle into the way around into the backpack for storage. It doesn't look amazing, but the fact that the option is there is nice. I like that they thought of that. And of course, like I said, the weapons are modular, so let's separate them out. That's 3 pieces. This one, remove the little underbridge, pop off the barrel, pop off the magazine, I guess. It's 4 pieces, and you can buy weapons packs that give you like additional barrels and additional blades and such. So you notice that this actually does have 3mm ports on the sides. So you can add additional things on top of that. And speaking of 3mm ports, let's go over all the ones on the Portanova, because that's the thing about these. They're meant to be customized. So you get an absolute ton of these 3mm ports. Let's start off with the chest and get this off to show that there is one underneath that as well. You have 3 here on the chest. Let's put that back. 1 here on the shoulder, 1 on the back of the arm, 4 here, and underneath 3 more. Then on the back here, you have 2. On the front, you have 2. This is a 3mm peg holding the side skirts on, so you have 1 there. Nothing on the upper leg. On the knee, and also, if I remember correctly, these are 3mm pegs. So don't just be limited by where the portholes are. You also have pegs that you can connect in strange ways. I think these ones are also like it, and the ones for the ball joints in there, and possibly these. They really made these capable of being combined in basically whatever way you want without having to heavily customize things. Anyway, moving on to a quick size comparison, and these guys are a bit on the small side. Coming in at noticeably shorter than the average height of a high grade. That said, it's not like they're really small. They're they're not SD size or anything. They're just on the shorter side. Late UC, I think, is a good comparison. So to wrap this review up, I still like the Portanova. It still holds up as a solid, well-articulated 1/44th-ish kit. And honestly, I can recommend picking these guys up. They have a pretty easy build, and army building sounds like fun, but honestly, customizing these, getting the options parts, and just building your own if you're into that, painting, like, the fun of these is making them your own. And the Portanova is a very good base for doing so. Anyway, that's it for this review. Thank you very much for watching. As always, let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Subscribe for future reviews. You have to hit the bell, apparently, too. And watch my backlog. I have quite a few reviews out at this point. And as always, until next time, happy building.